Good morning, all my friends in Coombs, Arrington, Whiskey Creek, Hilliers, and Meadowood. I'm the Parksville Librarian, Susan Pierce, and this morning I'm joined by ACRA, Aerosmith Community Recreation Association. Good morning, Kristine.
Good morning. My name is Kristine Stephenson. I'm a recreation coordinator with ACRA.
Hi, I'm Keenan. I'm also a recreation coordinator with ACRA.
So glad that both of you could join us. This morning, we are going to be working on a special craft that you can also use in outdoor activities. So this craft is called My Nature Collection Book. So I'm showing you here a finished product. And so what this book is you are going to have numerous different pages that we are going to make about things that you can find in nature to collect. So let's talk about the supplies that you will need for this nature collection book. So you're going to need some things that you could probably find around your house, like small paper bags. You will need some yarn to tie all your bags together. You will need either some paper to draw on about the things you're going to collect, or you can print some already made items off the internet. Or Kristine has some markers and things that you can draw your own on your paper bag. You can also have some stickers or some sequins or something shiny if you want to add a little bling to your bags. And you'll need some other basic supplies like a hole punch, maybe a glue stick. You might want to make a handle for your bag with a pipe cleaner. You may need some tape, and you could use some crayons, markers, or other sorts of writing utensils. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take our bags and we are going to make some hole punches in them. So you're going to line up your bags so they're all going the same direction. So the open end of them is on one side and the closed end of them is on one side. And then you are going to make a hole punch in the closed end and the opened end side. In order for that hole punch to be all in the same spot on the bags, you can stack the bags together and hole punch them all at the same time. If your hole punch is too small for that, you can do two bags at the same time and then take one away and add another one that you haven't done yet. Then you're going to decide what you're going to collect in each bag. So for my first bag, I wanted to collect some rocks. So what I did to show that this is my bag for collection of rocks is I either drew some rocks on there so you know it was for that. You can put the word rocks on it, or if you find a picture of rocks, you can paste it on. Some other cool bags that you might want for collection are bags for leaves. So again, you can write leaves on there, you can draw them, you can paste pictures of it on. And another one I have is for flowers. So I just chose to put a picture of flowers on there. And Keenan has a beautiful picture too. And my last one is for seashells. Kristine put the word seashells and she drew some. And Keenan has a beautiful picture of seashells. Finally, if you want a title page for your book collection bag, you can use an additional bag for that. And you can either write your name on it, or you can draw a picture of you on it, or you can get an adult to help you with the printing if you like. So once you are done your title page and you have chosen each of the bags for a specific thing that you want to collect, then you're going to tie all your bags together with some yarn. This is so that you can carry your bag out into nature where you're going to collect some things. So again, you're going to make sure your bags are all stacked so that the holes are all in the same place. And then you're going to thread your yarn through the hole. That's it. Kristine has some great looking twine there that she's using for her handle. And then on the open side of the bags, where your openings are to put things in, you can also put a handle here so that you can carry it. So you can use a pipe cleaner as your handle, or you can use some yarn if you don't have pipe cleaners. Kristine is using colorful pipe cleaners to connect her handle. There, I love Keenan's. He's got so many different colors, and he's going to show us when he's done how you can carry it. Wow, that's awesome, Keenan. What a great nature collection bag.
Thank you.
So now Keenan and Kristine are going to talk a little bit about where we could go in our local area to collect a few things. And I'm going to talk about a few rules that you need to follow about nature to collect things.
Once your nature collection book is complete, you're going to want to find some leaves or flowers or rocks, whatever it is that you've decided to collect, and put them in your bags. So there are some good places to collect these things from, and there are some places that you shouldn't collect these things from. So good places would be in your yard or maybe on a nature walk. I wouldn't go into your neighbor's yard and collect things unless your neighbor said that it's okay. Another place that you aren't going to collect things from are provincial parks or national parks. Those are places where nature is supposed to grow and be allowed to do its thing without human intervention. So we want to preserve those spaces.
And so a lot of the time, what I like to do when I collect things is I make little collections at home. If, of course, it's not from a provincial park. But I'll make little collections of different colored rocks, or sometimes if I find a really cool flower or a plant, I'll put it between two big heavy books on some paper and squish it flat. Then I can save it for a really long time. There's lots of things that you can do with collecting. It's super fun and super neat, and I'm sure that you can all use your very creative minds to come up with some neat stuff too.
Thanks, Keenan, for sharing those ideas with us. From a library perspective, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the books at the library that you can find to help you with your collection. There is a concept called land art. So if you don't want to collect anything, you can always make things out of stuff that you find right where you found it. So this is called foraged art. And you can see in this title page picture, this person found some rocks and some flowers, and they put it into a picture right on the dirt where they found it. And then they took a picture of it there. So they didn't even bring it home. They left it where it was, but they still have a picture of the beautiful art piece they made with found objects in nature.
That's beautiful.
It is beautiful, and some very notable people who do this kind of work. This book is an adult book, but it has amazing pictures that kids can look at too. And this man is called Andy Goldsworthy, and he's a very well-known land art worker. And there are some other people in our world who are really well known for this too. Another person is Richard Schilling. And Richard Schilling actually has a website for kids to tell them how to make land art and show them pictures of other kids doing land art. There's so many things that you can do with some of the things that you've collected, as long as you collect them from places that you're allowed to, like Kristine talked about. So thank you, all our friends from Hilliers, Whiskey Creek, Meadowood, Arrington, and Coombs for joining us for this great nature collection book video, and also tips about where to find things to collect and land art. We hope you enjoyed it.